welcome to We Had a podcast about Dragon Ball from A to Z, from Earth to Namek to Sadala. We cover it all. My name is Randy.
And I'm the brilliant scientist, Doug.
And I'm Dilly-Dally, Shilly-Shally, Ken.
We are the world's strongest under the heavens trio de dangers here every other week to talk your ear off about fights, goofs, and everything else about Dragon Ball and that whole cosmos. In this episode, we're going to be talking about a classic episode of Z. And you know what? I don't even care what these guys have to say because I just want to jump into it. Yeah, sorry guys, too bad. Ken's the villain, actually. He didn't want to hear us jibber-jabbering about our day.
I'm sick of it. Ever since I joined this podcast.
I have so many figures to show you guys. But okay. What episode were I kept watching Dragon Ball Superheroes. I thought we were doing that. What's happening?
Oh, yeah. Man, you must have had a rough time. Well, you had a great time. That's right, because you like that show. We're talking about Dragon Ball Z episode number 31, Doug. It's classic. Do you know what happens in that one?
Don't worry, I got it all the Dragon Ball Z's up in here in my mind.
Locked in that old noggin.
Making AMVs for 20 years makes you very intimate with every scene, so yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
So intimate. Okay, well, if you out there do not know which episode this is, episode 31 is called Now Goku, a final technique with everything on the line. And that one started out, it premiered, and it aired on a network on December 20th, 1989. And maybe for some of you, you were there September 30th, 1998, and you watched Goku versus Vegeta, a Saiyan duel, which was...
What percentage of our audience do you think was alive then?
A good amount, judging by looking at Spotify numbers.
Oh,
they're all kind of our age. So.
Oh, all right. Shouts out, guys. How's everyone's joints doing these days?
And no, we don't mean blunt. We mean your actual...
No, we actually care about both. You know, we care about your bone health. And we care about, how well relaxed you are.
Yeah, getting crunk. Let's say it.
Exactly.
We are old, guys. Let's get down to it.
Yeah, absolutely. I know that I watched this one on Toonami when it premiered. Doug, were you already on board on this?
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, nice. Ken, I don't think you were there for it.
I was in 99 when I got into Dragon Ball Z.
All righty. Well, then this will be a fun little memory lane expedition for Doug and I for that. And otherwise, maybe for some of you listeners as well, it'll be a good time. So just to get you some information here that I typed up, some animation junk, animation supervised by Tomokichi Takeuchi, key animation by Ken's favorite, Seigasha. So strap in.
Do we want to talk about this now?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's talk about some animation here.
This is a very different Seigasha than you'd think. Yeah. Right? This is Takeuchi Seigasha.
Yeah.
And you can see Shimanuki and you can see Hisada in there. And actually, Tate was doing in-betweens on this episode.
Yeah.
But it's such a Takeuchi-led production. And watching this episode, I kept thinking to myself, I'm like, I think this is a very solid to great episode in that range. But I think Takeuchi is the worst part of it. And it's like... It's like watching, maybe it's not quite like this, but it's like watching your favorite episode, but it happened to be done by Ebisawa. It's in that level for me.
Oh, I would not say anywhere near Ebisawa level. I would say that this is definitely a step down, but I do enjoy some Takeuchi stuff here and there. And this one I think was pretty strong. I think that he does better for around like this era versus stuff later on, but it feels weird for him to be leading.
I did laugh that as soon as the action starts, Goku hits that thing where his arm's way behind him, his legs flailing behind him, and he's about to go in for the... And I'm like, Seigasha as hell, man. Seigasha as hell.
Now, I didn't pick this because I knew it was Seigasha. That was just a fun little surprise when I started up like, oh, okay, now we're cooking. So like I said, Seigasha, we got Tomokichi Takeuchi, we got Yoko Izuka, we got Masako Misumi, Masahiro Shimanuki, my boy, and Kazuya Hisada. Really, really great stuff. we have a Kanzenshu synopsis, and it's not in the same vein as last time on Dragon Ball Z, but Ken, is this a thing that you want to read, or do you just want me to just...
No, go ahead. I thought about going verbatim, like finding the Funimation script for this and writing that out and seeing if either of you noticed, but I didn't do that. So.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't have noticed, sadly, but okay. So we have here, risking his own life to use the Kaioken ×3, Goku wildly attacks Vegeta. Hit with these attacks, Vegeta is astonished and confused, but even Goku's body is strained by the Kaioken ×3. Mad with rage, Vegeta fires his Gallic Cannon in order to obliterate Goku and the Earth with him, but Goku resists with a Kaioken ×4, Kamehameha. Vegeta is blown away, but after returning covered in wounds, Vegeta creates an artificial moon to take the place of the destroyed one and transforms into an Ozaru. Big ol' monkey time. So, overall thoughts, I know that Ken and I had a little chat there about animation and things like that, but what do you guys think about this episode in general? Doug, share your thoughts, please.
I miss OG Dragon Ball stories so much after going through Dragon Ball Heroes and everything. This feels like such a breath of fresh air, a familiar fresh air, but with like a concise story. Everything is here. Everything is done so well and so purposefully. Everything's done like with purpose, and I just enjoy that. We got Ryo Horikawa killing it in his prime with that voice of his, Masako Nozawa as well. But just like everything about this episode, I don't know if it's just like me now in hindsight, but everything just feels right. Like you can feel everything. You can feel like Goku's muscles just like stressing out from bulking up to Kaioken ×3 and everything. You just feel Vegeta's pride being destroyed. This episode is just like Vegeta's pride being tested. The episode. I love it. I love this episode.
It is so good. And I think it helps, like you said, Doug, that everything has a purpose. Is that like this one is like wall-to-wall manga content, other than like some things throwing back to see like what are they doing over there at Kame House.
Yeah, totally.
Ken, what are your thoughts?
This is how you do a manga to anime adaptation.
Yes.
I did some extra homework for this. I read the corresponding chapters first. Then I watched the episode, and then I watched the Kai version of it, the Yamamoto score. I think so when I watched the episode, I had the manga open in front of me as well, and was just like, yeah, so this storyboarding is exactly this panel, this is exactly this, this is exactly this. What I found really interesting was that opening parts where Kaio is looking at Goku about to use Kaioken 3, and then Bulma's scouter exploding and stuff. Mm-hmm. The anime actually cuts those down from what's in the manga.
Really?
Because they were like, well, what is it? Daisuke Nishio, right?
Yeah.
He thought, well, I can better convey what I'm skipping over in the scenes that he adds back in later. And he's focused on keeping the flow of the episode. There's also parts where Toriyama, because Toriyama is concerned with the movement of your eye across a page, right. It's okay for him to break the 180 rule if he knows where your eye is going to naturally go from like Goku facing one way to another, if your eye is following that. And Nishio knows, no, I have to follow the 180 rule in animation. So it was really fun. If you've never done this before, I highly recommend, not you guys, or you guys too, but also the audience, read a couple chapters, then watch the anime version of it. And while you're watching the anime, have the manga open in front of you. It's fascinating to see what got changed, what was skipped over, what got rearranged even. Like the part where I think Kaio and Bulma, their scenes are switched or they're in another location. Really fascinating stuff to do it that way. And going through it, yeah, like I said, it is panel to storyboard. That's how they did this. It's awesome that way. Then I watched Kai. And Doug, you just said about like Prime Nozawa and Prime Horikawa. Okay.
Horikawa, yeah.
We talked about when I was defending people in Dragon Ball Court, how I still think, I think maybe all three of us feel this way. Like Kai is really the product to recommend just because of the speed at which it moves. It moved too fast in episode 14 of Kai. They cut out Bulma and Kaio. Like nearly all together, I think they keep once where Kaio's boasting about the moon being gone. They kept that in. Everything else is cut. So the scouter, I guess, just never explodes. I don't know. They cut manga stuff out, Doug, is what I'm saying.
I actually was wondering about like when they cut back to the gang over there on Roshi, like what stuff, because I feel like I remember a lot of that stuff being in the manga, but some of it not. Like did Baba, was Baba even there to like show with the crystal ball?
I don't think so, no. And the whole thing about like the crystal ball, like in the electricity coming, none of that's in there.
But because, that's what I'm thinking of. But because of that, does the gang know that Goku is back? Because they would just have the scouter to tell them, oh, there's a high battle power. I'm assuming it's Goku. But then the crystal ball's like a cheating, like, oh yeah, Goku is there. There's the proof.
Well, they wished him back so they would know that he was at least on his way. And if they hadn't seen any high power like that before, they're like, oh,
Gotcha.
that's gotta be him.
I still like the aspect of like them just like assuming like, it's got to be Goku. Like there's no like actual crystal ball showing them the actual fight scene.
Right.
Even just the pacing of this episode, right? Where it starts with Goku, like this is the Goku tries Kaioken episode. And that's the whole bulk of the episode. He starts with him using it, and then and ultimately not working because we've got Ozaru Vegeta like transforming at the end. And that is like one micro story that happens here. In Kai, no. In Kai, we're past that at like 3/4 of the way. And then we get this whole like tacked on stuff at the end with Ozaru Vegeta. And it's like, no, we went too fast, guys. We flew too close to the sun, to the proverbial fake moon. And the episode kind of fell apart. And not to mention the performances. I mean, my God, if you love hearing Ozawa go, then hey, check out Kai. It has got a lot of that for you. Definitely a degradation in her performance from Z to Kai. But I thought this was like I said, a brilliant manga this is how you do manga to anime.
Yeah. Absolutely. I have just, a huge amount of nostalgia for this episode because I believe this one, I'd have to check just to make sure it was this one and not the previous one, but I had this one recorded. And usually I'd only record things if I wasn't going to be there, but this one might have just been a special one of this is going to be huge. I have to record this and like watch it over and over again. Otherwise, like I might have had a church thing. I had to go to that. So I'm like, let's just set the VCR to record this while I'm gone for that and then come back and just see something that's going to blow my 10-year-old mind, which was, again, a fantastic episode.
Not the Ten Commandments, but Goku versus Vegeta. That's what's going to blow my mind that day.
Exactly. Yeah. I don't know. I can't think of a joke to go off of that. So good job, Doug. I have nothing to say there.
I did think there is the added bit of the only filler I guess I didn't care for in this episode was the additional bit of fighting they have Goku and Vegeta do. Whereas in the manga, he just kind of punches him and then Vegeta falls over and then Vegeta's like, how could I be brought down by a Saiyan like this? Whatever. In the anime, there's a bit more that goes on, like Vegeta jumps on Goku's face and some stuff like that.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought that was going to be a manga because the flow of like, how did Vegeta get on Goku's shoulders to get ready to do like a hand over the head smash?
And why does Goku keep his arms extended long enough to hold Vegeta up to do this?
Sit on his arms. I was like, is that just a manga cut or?
Yeah, no, it is. Yeah, Goku punches him in the stomach. Then Vegeta kind of like walks backwards a little bit. And then he looks down and sees the blood on his fist. In the anime, they add in that whole little bit of extra fighting. And it made me think a lot about the Buu arc and Goku and Vegeta and how in the manga, you basically see none of that fight. And how much they had to add on because I guess they were like, maybe there was a bit of disappointment, like Toriyama sensei didn't do what we wanted from this. So let's kind of give the fans this Goku versus Vegeta.
That defeats the purpose of what Toriyama I think was going for. It's like hyping up this battle to then not show it purposefully. Like,
well, and even here too, I was shocked, like going back to thinking like how short the actual fight 1v1 Goku and Vegeta is very, very short. There's a little bit in the beginning with Kaioken ×2 maybe at that point. And then there's this whole 3 gambit and it's like, it's very fast. And that's not the way you remember it, right?
Right. These things are just meant to like tell the story. Like, oh, he does this and it works. And then it goes to the next bit.
Yeah. I think that extending it here personally does a lot more and serves the story better to kind of solidify these two as rivals. I don't remember how far out the manga was at this point, but it can't be far enough where it's like, okay, so we know that Vegeta's going to stick around. He's not a one and done villain. And who knows, this might go somewhere. Let's really add some emotional oomph to this by actually extending out this fight. Yeah. But it certainly pays off when you can think back and be like, oh, remember that really tough, like hard as nails fight that Goku had against this dude? Now they're besties.
With this episode in particular, like looking back on it, it's like Vegeta gets so distraught that he's like bleeding. Like someone made me bleed. Well, specifically a Saiyan, another Saiyan made me bleed my own blood and everything. And like then looking in the future, you see Vegeta like with blood all the time from getting beat up by everything. Like that just makes this episode like Vegeta's always been on his high like cocky self. Like I'm the best there is and nothing can stop me. And so this whole episode, you feel Vegeta's pride get really, really dismantled. It's the wake-up call that Vegeta needed this entire time to just like, you need to be humbled, Vegeta, right now. And this Kakarot fellow is going to do that to you. Yeah. And the whole episode from beginning, Vegeta doesn't get one like lick in Goku at this at all. Like during this entire episode, not one punch. Goku's just there, bam, 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 and Vegeta's pissed.
Oh yeah, furious.
We have that great line where Vegeta's like, "We came here specifically, scheduled for a full moon.
Oh yeah.
So in case we needed to wipe the planet out quickly, right? So that was the whole plan. And then he's like, to think that I'd have to use it on just this one guy."
Yeah.
Yeah. He's in it and having a rough time. I wanted to point out that, when Vegeta gets hit and he's bleeding, we kind of have a weird difference in how that's handled between the original, the manga, and the Japanese version and the Funimation dub, because as Doug had said, Vegeta brings up like, oh, he's upset that like a low class Saiyan had done this and caused him to, bleed, which is not a thing he's really done before. But the English Funimation one kind of has Vegeta more upset, like, oh, Goku is stronger than me, and that upsets me. It's like, he's not, because he has to use this ability to jack his strength up 3 times before you're able to match.
Japanese version, he also says that too. It's like, Kakarot is stronger than I am. Not in that instance. I think in a different scene in the same episode. But he is pissed off about that too. Like, and Vegeta's not like thinking Kaioken is like a technique or a booster. He's just like, it's just Goku, because he doesn't know what Kaioken is.
I want to say that he had shown this off before because he had used it against Nappa, and then there was an episode before this where they had their fight and had started. So I think he had discussed like, oh, okay, like I get what this is with this thing that you're doing.
Well, I think what Doug is saying is that to him, this is just Kakarot. Right? He never knew Goku before his divine training, right? So
anyone has any kind of multiplier out there that could even reach my level is unheard of, and it just can't be.
True.
Because you see Vegeta's like surprise faced so often in this episode. It's like, what the hell? What's happening right now? This whole world's being turned upside down.
I was just going to say, part of what I adore so much about just this fight in general, and not necessarily in the anime episode, but the anime does a great way of having it come across, is that despite all of Goku's training, it is still not enough to take this guy down. And I have described this fight with Vegeta as like this ragtag. This is less of a fight and more of a struggle against this guy. They have to pull out every single stop they have, and
every trick they have.
It's have to work as an entire team, including Yajirobe, right? Has to come in, and Yajirobe cuts off the tail, and then also he attacks Vegeta and slices his back too. Mm-hmm. So he's involved, and that's like the last time he's going to be important ever. But just how much it's not a fight, it's a struggle, and that's what sets this fight apart from everything else. Mm-hmm. And this episode is so much of showing like you were expecting this big fight, and it's Toriyama. He's subverting your expectations, right? He gives you this fight. He goes a lot faster than you thought it would happen. And then he's like, Goku is now, from this moment, he is now out. From this moment, he will not fight again after this episode.
There's no more combat. There's no more poses of him. Right. He's done.
It's just Gohan and Kuririn from here on.
Like when he uses Kaioken, I love the little attention to detail too. When he first activates ×3, he's charging towards Vegeta, and his eye has to close. Like it's like you've noticed that, right? Like his eyes, like it's like he's hurting from internally from like using this move. I love that kind of detail.
It's a super strain on his body, but it does pay off to some cool stuff. I think my favorite shot before we go into the whole beam struggle is we have Goku launching up towards Vegeta, and Vegeta fires a blast at him before Goku dodges left, like out of frame, and now he's way in the background, and Vegeta fires another blast, and Vegeta's still watching it, trying to see if it's going to hit, before suddenly Goku comes in off the side and just kicks him out of frame. It's like, this dude is going so fast, and Vegeta cannot keep up with him.
I'm editing an AMV. I'm like, oh yeah, this shot's gonna do well. Like that shot alone. Yeah, because he just, like you said, firework, and then all of a sudden Vegeta's still looking there. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, go bam! It's so good.
One thing that was a little bit disappointing was that this page is like about 3 frames of animation. It happens so fast. And this is such an iconic, for the audio listeners, this is of course the full page spread where it's just Goku full on decking Vegeta in the face.
Does it have the saber-toothed tiger sound effect on there?
Did it? I don't know. But
only in the Ocean dub, Doug, and it's great.
And isn't it in that new Dragon Ball Z recut that came out? Didn't they like extend this frame? They like did some changes to it. To different things. I might be thinking of Goku versus Frieza, but there were instances where they felt a shot was quote unquote iconic enough that they had it linger on the screen slightly longer. Maybe. And I might be misremembering, but if this wasn't one of them, this is one that maybe we could have extended this a little bit.
I was trying to take a look at that episode earlier when you had brought up that Kai moves through it too fast. And I was like, okay, what amount of time is spent on this in Z Recut? And it's about 19 minutes, which of like that episode particular. So it's like, okay, it's roughly about the same as the original or so. The extended frame for that punch, I do not recall. It's been a couple of months since I watched that episode. So I'd have to check.
The only filler that really stood out to me was the additional Goku and Vegeta fighting, and then the stuff with Baba and her crystal ball like going crazy because Goku is getting too strong.
Was Roshi's line about like,
oh, that's all.
I don't know. I got a bad feeling, like the candle in the flame, which is like very accurate. Only if Roshi had said that when Goku was turning into a Super Saiyan, it's like, no, that's not accurate. He just unlocked a new form. Like his candle's not burning out. He's just got a new level, but it works because it's a Kaioken.
It's almost a little too poetic for Roshi to me, and like that feels very filler writery,
right?
Because I don't know necessarily if Toriyama would ever have Roshi reflect and say something like that.
Yeah. When we got to that point, I had taped this, so I had seen this episode a bunch of times, and I was like, I'm pretty sure this line is not going to be in the original Japanese, that it's probably like a dub added thing. And no, it's in there. So I was like, oh, interesting. Okay,
that Goku,
that does feel off.
A candle in the wind.
Wow, you did very good. I can't remember, what's the name of the actor who did him for the Ocean Group?
I don't know.
Impossible to know.
His name is Ken.
What is it? I just do my Mike McFarlane, but then I put A at the end of it, right? That's my Ocean Roshi.
Yeah, exactly. That's all you got to do to trick me into thinking that it's Canadian actors. All right. So then we go into this huge beam struggle, which I find it strange. I don't know, just like how Vegeta clearly pissed, because at this point he wants to end Goku, risking himself dying, in that, like, if I blow up this planet, I also die immediately. This isn't a Frieza situation. I'm like, oh, I'll float out in space for a bit and be fine.
Is that what it is? Right. I think, did Toriyama not establish yet that like this Saiyan can live out in outer space or whatever, or he'll find a way?
Okay, here's a Toyotaro explanation, guys. All right, Vegeta still had his little remote, and he would have had his spaceship fly up, and he would have jumped into his spaceship in one breath.
Yeah, because I don't feel like Vegeta's pride would have let him, like, I'm going to destroy this planet and myself. Like, I don't think his pride would let him do that.
Did you guys think it was weird about Vegeta's, and this is in the manga too, where Vegeta, when Goku uses Kamehameha, Vegeta goes, his blast is just like mine. It's just like my Gallic cannon.
Yeah. It's like, oh, it's just so much like this, my own thing. It's like, you've seen everybody be doing ki blasts before.
He saw,
but these are like,
these are massive ones. Like, he saw Kuririn's like splitting Kamehameha. He probably saw Masenko. I don't know if Piccolo ever used. He never used Makanko Sappo in that fight, did he?
No.
Yeah.
But it could be meaning like just how a continuous beam,
right?
Because other ones are like, oh, this is like a power ball, or like the Kienzan, or even like you said, even Krillin's. Sure, it like had a purpose to it though. Like it's a Kamehameha, but it like he couldn't like hold it like as Vegeta's holding his Gallic cannon, for a long time.
When was the last beam struggle we had before this one? Was it the 21st Tenkaichi
21st
Budokai?
with Jackie Chun?
I want to say there was another one, but I can't recall what it would have been. Probably would have been the 22nd, or did he and Piccolo have one during the 23rd?
No, because Piccolo was using more of like the demon, like swiping attacks. I don't think
no Tenshin Han and Goku doing one. But regardless, like this is like the one you think of when you think of beam struggles, beam clashes.
It is this one.
And even like me, like looking into like thinking about Gohan and Cell, this one still animation wise takes the cake in such a beautiful way. This isn't even like, I think when I and maybe a lot of other fans like think back on this beam struggle, we kind of mix up the story where it's like, oh, Goku and Vegeta are aiming at each other to do a beam struggle. Like, no, Vegeta's like just aiming at the planet, and Goku like right there. He doesn't think a beam struggle is about to happen. He's just like aiming to destroy the planet, but nope. Goku's like, I have to align this perfectly to block him and save the whole world. Like Vegeta's gonna blow this planet up. It's such a cool moment, and the animation with it.
I was like, hell yeah, this is before Cyber Soldier Porygon, baby. We are flashing. Kids are dropping lights left and right.
Something really cool about the Vegeta's beam and Goku's beam too that I didn't notice until I played Supersonic Ultimate, or what's the Jump Ultimate Stars, was that Vegeta's Gallic Cannon, the beam engulfs him. Yeah. Whereas with Goku's Kamehameha, and always has been even before this, it kind of just like wrapped around his hand, the beam. It didn't engulf him. The blue like aura doesn't engulf him like Vegeta's does. It's really cool.
That is a perfect visualization too of Vegeta's raw power versus Goku's control.
Oh, I guess so. You're right. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
that is awesome. And how Vegeta's is like a monkey paw, like how he charges it up. It's like this, and then it fires it. It's still like that. Like we always kind of mistaken it like that, but no, Vegeta's like doing the monkey.
And that's part of like Vegeta has no formal training for this kind of thing, whereas Goku is trained and honed this attack and made it his own. So he can focus where it comes from. Or Vegeta, it's just his whole ass self comes at Goku.
Saiyans are barbaric in nature, and it's just that's what it is.
Checking in on the Viz manga, he does say, I've had enough of this planet. I'll turn you to ashes along with it. So he is expressly like, I'm just going to blow up the planet. That's his plan. So who knows there?
How much trouble would he have been in with Frieza for doing that?
I mean, I figure that Frieza just wants the Dragon Balls, and he, at this point, knows that Namek has them.
Right.
So,
I guess.
Yeah.
Wait, why would he get in trouble with Frieza for this planet?
Because Frieza's a land shark.
Oh, right.
They're here to
prime real estate. Baby.
Yeah.
Okay. Not for the Dragon Ball specifically on this planet. It's just like the real estate of it all.
Yeah. It's got Boo in there hidden.
Oh, it does. You're right.
Did Frieza knows that. Probably not. But we know Frieza knew who Boo was thanks to our friends at Resurrection F Incorporated.
Yeah. Now, I missed it. I wasn't really super paying attention to what you guys had said, but when you had brought up Vegeta's attack, what do you call it? Personally.
I initially, before this, Gallic Gun.
Yeah, in my heart, Gallic Gun. I think the Kanzenshu official term is Gallic Cannon.
Yeah, I believe you're right that that's what it is there. And then the manga from Viz, I believe that is also what they go with. So I was just like, because in my brain, it is always Gallic Gun, even though like, that's
to me, it's
right.
the attack name starts with "Let's see what you've got, Kakarot, Gallic fire."
I'm definitely not saying Gyarikuho as they are. Well, I was going to say our friend, but let's say our nemesis put in here. Yeah.
I'm gonna have to change to Gallic Cannon because there's been times where I've changed to like Gallic, like GY instead of Gyaric, but making it an L sound.
Garrick from Deep Space Nine.
The very same.
You
met him, which is great. So Goku has to pull out all the stops. He's been doing a ×3. That's been murder on his body, but he's doing it, guys. He's going to do a ×4. Kaio is freaking out. Like, you can't do that, but he does.
Like, looking back on, just again, the hindsight of what we have in the future with all these power-ups and transformations and how it gets all crazy, just going from ×2 to ×3 and ×4 is such a big deal. And we say it's like, he's going to do 4 now. He couldn't barely do like a 3. Like, this is crazy. And you really feel that in this episode. It's great.
Did Kaio ever warn Goku against using upper levels of Kaio?
I think he said, just stop at 2. Like, don't go past 2.
Something like that. Sounds familiar.
I'd have to grab either volume. Because I think you're right. He might have just said that when he was explaining and then moving on to doing the Genki Dama, but just like, yeah, okay, you've mastered that. But before that, don't
Your body
go
can't
past
handle
more than
anything
2.
past 2.
Right. And then I think that is really great to make the jump to 3 crazy and then 4 even more bonkers to then when we go to Namek and he's like, I got a times 20, buddy. Like, whoa!
Excuse me?
That part where Goku's using, I know this is totally way down the timeline here, where Goku is using Kaioken the whole time and you don't know it because the manga is in black and white. And then Ten Shinhan is like, can't he just use Kaioken? And Kaio's like, he's been using it the whole time.
Yeah. No, Ten Shinhan's
you lose that in the full colors and in the anime.
Yeah. You're like, oh, you see it. Yeah. Ten Shinhan's like, don't worry. Goku still got Kaioken up his sleeve. No. He's using it, but
what's that one Scott Pilgrim joke where it's like this joke worked a lot better in black and white?
Yep. Yeah, that's true. Sometimes when you change medium or even just which colors you're using can ruin something like that. That's rough. So Goku finally pushes Vegeta out into the atmosphere. Yajirobe shows up. He's like, yeah, man, you did it. And Goku's like, nah, he's going to be right back. Like, this is just a temporary thing.
Why doesn't this kill Vegeta, though? That's crazy. Did it just, like, kind of push him away and not get engulfed by the blast?
It's a good question, other than just to be like, it adds tension to the story. I guess what you could say, since his, Gallic cannon engulfed his whole body, it kind of protects him and has an extra little barrier between it and the blast.
Maybe.
I don't know if you guys, while we're on the subject of this blast in Yajirobe, I don't know if you noticed this or not, but his line about I should have eaten more pork buns, that is actually in the manga.
Oh my God, yes. Yeah. That's the kind of like humor that sometimes we lose out on in the media of anime because of like music or how serious the tone is. But with manga, it always just feels like a cut to a different thing. So like comedy hits harder. When Yajirobe comes and like slaps Goku on the back, in the anime, you're like, it does hurt Goku. But in the manga, I'm sure it reads as like, hilarious kind of thing.
Ah, man, I can viscerally feel like that slap. My brain has always equated it to if you've ever, injured yourself and you have a very tender bruise, but then also you went out and forgot to put on sunscreen and you got a sunburn there, and then somebody slaps it, like the pain that would be
times 10 sunburn.
That's one of the things the anime does very well is that in the manga, Toriyama draws like these quivering lines around Goku's whole body, and the anime is like, okay, let's pick that up. Let's show how to express that in an animated way. And just very, very good. The absolute level of understanding authorial intent and transferring that into another medium.
Instead of just transferring straight up and like losing it. Like, no, this doesn't work.
This is how you do it.
Yeah, they took the time to sit down for a second and think about how it should be done and then do it that way.
Oh, there's even like the part where Kaio like falls down. In the manga, that's just him. He's already on his knees. But
we get him like falling down.
Let's see that moment. Yeah. Dragon Ball Z. You guys heard of it? It's pretty good.
Yeah, guys. Not sure if you know. We're 130 episodes into this podcast. The show, pretty good. Pretty good. So Vegeta frees himself from this blast, and he's like, "All right, let's find that moon. I'm sick of this. Like, clearly this method is not going to work." And somebody had pointed it out on Blue Sky before, and I can't remember who, but brings up like it's a very cool little neat thing that the anime does in Japanese for this moment, because Joji Yanami, who is their narrator, also plays Kaio, is that when Vegeta starts circling around, it's like, oh, Vegeta didn't know that the moon was already gone. It's like, oh, it's a narrator. And then we cut to Kaio and he's smiling and he's like, this isn't going to work for him. So it's like a clever little thing of like, oh, you think it's one person, but no, actually.
So are you telling me that part where Vegeta's crying when he's fighting Frieza, that's actually just Kaio being glib?
He's explaining things to Bubbles, because Bubbles can't see what's going on. He needs
Bubbles,
to explain it to somebody.
This guy never cried before. Check it out, man.
It's a real emotional moment, guys. Specifically, this monkey. So Vegeta is like, all right, I'm going to have to do this another way. He decides that he's going to use a power ball to recreate, a false moon so he can start Third Impact. Oh, I mean, become a big, giant monkey.
And which I forget he does like circle around for a good amount of time, like looking for this moon. And Is he circling the whole planet, or what's he doing? Like, it's maybe not a lot, because Goku can see him. Like, yeah, he's just circling around up there for whatever reason right now. Because again, Goku doesn't know about the transformation of the Great Ape, and also how Vegeta, like, I can't imagine Vegeta using the Great Ape form often with like his pride and everything like that. Probably has that Zarbon complex a little bit, where like he doesn't want to become like an ugly creature. So to him to have to use it is ultimately a really, really last resort for him.
I think he's just been so powerful he probably hasn't had to use it very often. I don't know if it's like a character moment or like a character trait for him, more as just a byproduct.
I would have to assume that he's used it plenty of times, because he retains all of his reason and he can talk in this form versus just roaring like a monkey.
Right, actually, yeah. Okay.
I want to bring up this whole Powerball thing that he does to create the moon, because of course we know from memes from forever ago that he brings up that Bardock was a brilliant scientist who came up with this move, which is very funny, but like obviously not true. We know Bardock, he ain't that smart, at least not for this. Like, he can fight pretty good and he can see the future, but he doesn't know how to.
You don't know his hobbies.
No.
Maybe on the weekends he figured out how to.
When he is explaining it to Goku in that ocean dub, he explains that, you know, they didn't have moons or anything. They ran into some trouble on a specific planet. And he says, Rygal 7. It's like, okay, I had to look. I'm like, what? Where did this come from? Because it's not in the manga and it's not in the thing. And from looking stuff up, people are like, it is likely a reference to The Simpsons, where the two aliens, Kang and Kodos, are from a planet. And they spell it Rygel, but it's pronounced Rygal. So it's like, oh, okay, so this is a Simpsons reference, which is cute. He also brings up, like, specifically, I don't think if it was in the dub, but Japanese, that only a select few Saiyans can do this. And I'm like, well, yeah, there's 4 of you. So, like, I guess if a select few, it's pretty small. So, again, when was this developed? Like, canonically? I don't think we really know. Right. But in the Sparking series, characters can do this move. Specifically, Vegeta, Tullus, because he does this in movie 3, and King Vegeta. But Nappa, Raditz, and nobody, like Celipa, they don't do that. Bardock can't do it, so it's like only those 3. So I guess it really is only a select few. So an interesting, little lore tidbit that they at least went off of.
Haven't they changed that in more recent games?
Like, not take a look.
Zero necessarily, but I think with Raging Blast, I'm pretty sure Raditz and Nappa can do it.
I'd have to take a look. They can transform, but if you go to a stage where there is a moon, they will transform. But if you
they don't have being able to use the Powerball.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. If you go to a stage that has a moon, they'll transform, which is funny. I remember doing that once. Like, I think I probably picked Raditz or whatever, and I picked like, oh, let's do this stage at nighttime, and this was probably Sparking Neo or Meteor, and I'm like, all right, fight starts, and then nope, suddenly the transformation goes off before I can even do anything. I'm like, oh, there's a moon out. All right, that makes sense. Yeah, very, very clever.
I love Vegeta giving this speech because this is again Toriyama. This is a gag because Vegeta goes into such intricate scientific detail, and who is he telling this to? He's telling it to the guy least likely to understand what the hell he's talking about.
It's
Goku.
that cat meme where the cat just goes like, huh?
Yeah.
I think it's more also just Vegeta being able to feel some sort of sense of superiority, because like, at least I understand this, and this big dumb idiot is not going to get any of this.
Not only is it not is like a scientific like explanation, but Goku doesn't understand. He still doesn't know that he himself transformed into a great Uzaru ape. So it's just all like, what are you talking about, dude?
Yeah, totally just does not get it. The other point I wanted to bring up about the select few is that in Z episode 49, Dodoria recounts a little flashback and just shows some random nameless Saiyan making this Powerball thing and using it. So just a little added anime filler there, which was fun.
So the Powerball, I don't know if it's like any other regular Powerball as well. It really zaps out a lot of your own battle power, right? Because like Vegeta says, like, it might take away a lot of my battle power, but it'll be a way, which is like, it also speaks to Vegeta's pride in this as again, because Vegeta, if he just went down to fight Goku now again, Goku's candle it's gone. His fire in his candle is gone. So Vegeta could take out Goku now at this point. But Vegeta's just like, and I also love the smirky cockiness he gets. Vegeta's been beaten to a pulp, and he can't find the freaking moon. But the moment he realizes, I can make a moon myself, he comes down to Goku and like laughs at him. You thought you tricked me, but I got you. It's like, it's not a big win for you, dog. You're just happy you found one little thing to beat him with, and yeah. It's Vegeta's pride.
And Goku is also like unaware that the moon is gone. Like, what are you talking about?
Yep.
I was dead when that happened, man.
Yeah. I haven't seen night since I've been here.
And I was running a long time. I wasn't able to like check in. What's going on at home? And then see my boy turn into a monkey and my green friend blowing up the moon. No idea. Yeah. And Kaio's not paying attention. He's not going to bring that up. And I want to say for the Powerball lowering the energy, this also works really well if you're paying attention and being like, a battle power nerd. Like, okay, well, if they were both evenly matched and they're probably between like 20 and 24,000, so if he's a 10 times multiplier, that'd be 200. That, but like, okay, well, he's weak from this, and then uses the Powerball, so it makes sense how Kuririn and Gohan could manage to do something.
Because this isn't a full power grade 8 Vegeta either because of that. Yeah. Because it's still just like a multiplier. Yeah. He's not at full power.
Yeah. This is no Golden Ozaru Cumber we're talking about.
This, super crazy strong. And I'll say this transformation animation, super, super great. And
right here where the transformation starts is the end of that chapter.
Mm-hmm. That's what I thought the episode was going to end too, but it kept going a little too much.
Yeah, it kept going, and then it shows briefly Kuririn and Gohan. Mm-hmm. And that's all like stuff from the next chapter. But they're showing it, they got to get the kids hype, right? And to be like, get excited for this next episode. So let's actually show you his transformation having completed. And then we cut and we go
His tail whips away clouds. That's sick, man.
So the moment his energy ball becomes a moon, like the animator must change, because something about Vegeta, like the bird's eye view of him, like just looks so clean. Like his armor is like shiny in like such a way that I don't know. It just looks like a different animator.
Well, you guys probably Hisada or Shimanuki.
That's when it shifts to him.
Yeah. It's so good. There are parts in this where you can definitely tell like that's Hisada. Like there's
the timing
close-ups
for as he's like transforming.
And there's close-ups on Goku's face when he's doing the Kamehameha. Like you're like, that's Hisada or Shimanuki. At the time, they were very similar. And it's not Takeuchi. So anything that you thought was like beautiful is not Takeuchi.
Okay.
All in all, like, God, what a gorgeous episode.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Even with all of that, with the Takeuchi of it all.
It's gorgeous in spite of itself, right? It's not like I'm extremely biased. It's not like I'm watching a Masunaga episode, right?
Right.
Where, like, to me, my eye, every frame of that is beautiful, right? It's not like I'm watching one of the very stellar, Cell or Boo era Yamamuro episodes.
Mm-hmm.
Those are so chef's kiss. And so, like, this is, here we go. Light bulb moment. This is as messy as the fight. It's purposefully uneven.
Yeah.
Mm.
There you have it.
But it's still so good. Yeah, until that moment I just mentioned with like how the animator changed. Everything before that, none of that was like a shot you'd pause and then like make your wallpaper. Like it's like it looks a little off. Some of the character models are very weird, but still everything about it just feels right. It's just so good. It's not bad.
Yeah.
Incredible stuff. Man, thank you for giving it a moment here to do an episode about this one, because 31, it's just so special. It's great, and
makes you want to just keep watching Dragon Ball Z. Like this is what this is why I love. This is why I have everything around me, Randy. Everything around me is because I forget sometimes. I'm like, I'm doing this for Daima? Why is this why I'm spending so much money on figures? No, there's a good story here.
I'm looking at my timeline. And I can't believe we spent this long gushing about one episode and we skipped over talking about what we've been doing.
It's true. Yeah. See, this is what it comes down to. We do something in like modern Dragon Ball that ticks us off. We do Daima, we go back to Garlic Jr. We do Super Dragon Ball Heroes, we go back to something earlier on in Z. It fixes us, it rejuvenates us, it reminds us why we're here.
We're like, I was going to quit the podcast, but I'm back in, baby.
I'm back in, baby. Let's go.
It brings me back in. Of all things, a Seigasha episode. Wow, that's what Ken's thinking. Anyway,
Okay.
Here we go.
I don't hate Seigasha. Okay.
I know.
I think, what's the phrase the kids use? They're glazed up a little bit. They're definitely, they're no Last House, right? I'm not, and I would never say that they were. Okay.
Yes.
But Hisada, his faces are so tiny. His muscles are so bubbly, and the whole studio loves doing that thing where the arm swings behind their body before an attack. And I just think that's hilarious. That's all.
That's all.
Okay. Yeah. Sure. We want to talk about how great Shimanuki and Hisada's, impacts are, how much oomph is behind them with the speed lines and the camera shakes.
Oh, I mean, you look at like fighters, right, and everything in that game and how much set up and follow through, right? That's what Seigasha did. Like in classical animation terms, they're extremely good. And I would never say that they weren't. I just think it's because so many people will never dare say a bad thing about them. It makes me want to say as many as I can. Okay.
All right. Bringing balance to the force, and I respect that.
That's all.
That's fine. You just, I just like to tease, to poke at you a little bit. It's fun. It makes for a fun time.
I'm more than happy, and I've said this privately, and I don't know if I've said this here in person on the podcast. I'm more than happy to be the villain of this show.
He's the heel.
You make a good one. You make a good Vegeta. You're the villain, and then it comes around, and we're all like, you know what? He's an all right guy.
I don't have any balls to use as a prop, but well, I mean, I got two, but you can't show you those.
Not safe for TV. Can't do that. Okay. Well, before we start going off talking more about balls, we got to take a break, but we're going to come back and hear what you guys had to say about this episode. So we'll see you in just a sec. Alrighty, we are back here with some more VEGETA podcast, but not us. We're going to hear what you guys had to say about this here episode of Dragon Ball Z. And Ken, would you mind kicking us off here, talking about what Jacob Sawyer had to say?
I love reading Jacob's words. It brings light into my day. Jacob writes in and says, "This episode is also my favorite. I remember when I was first watching DBZ, this fight really gripped me. With the beam struggle, I remember thinking, this is the coolest thing I have ever seen. That scene lives rent-free in my mind. It was really great to watch again in better quality."
Oh yeah, man. It's how far we've come with various releases since ye olden days is
it's been a struggle. It literally to find just a competent release.
Still is these days, unless unless you're willing to fork over some hard drive space, which can be kind of tough because we of course had the original releases and then Kai and things, but then we've had some great people like Seed of Might who have gone through and done a color correction. So now the skies are blue. Skies are blue now. It's wild. It's great.
At least in the anime.
Yeah.
In real life.
Exactly.
Not so much.
I thought you were going to say in the manga it's still black and white, so they never fixed that. Yeah. And then you have other cool people like Neo Roz out here doing bespoke, amazing HD upscales, trained on models on 16 millimeter film. So it's a full 1080p upscale, akin to the French Blu-ray release of the first set of Dragon Ball. Like, man,
I never got those good. Still. I wanted to, but I never did.
Well, they didn't finish it, so you didn't miss out.
So there's no, I'm glad I didn't then, Another incomplete box set on my shelf.
Yeah, exactly. Been through that too for Dragon Ball fans. Level sets, Ultimate Uncuts.
And the level sets were so close to perfection.
Hurt the most.
Yeah.
I mean, the colors were off, and the blacks were a bit too crushed. But man, the level of effort they were putting into that was, we're never going to see that again.
Mm-mm. Well, not from Funimation. We have other people who are doing really great work, which
Crunchyroll
thankfully is no, not officially. That wasn't even a soundboard. You just made that sound with your mouth. That was very impressive. I like that. We've got Michael Fitzgibbon, Penguin Truth, out here saying, "I love the use of Kikuchi's DBZ Movie 1 score in the beam struggle." Oh, man, I can just hear it. and I can see it playing in my head. Like, it's so iconic. It's just burned in there, you guys.
DBZ fight theme.mp3 as I always knew it. Thank you, LimeWire.
Oh, yeah. Man, good stuff. Yeah, I've been listening through a bunch of Kikuchi music, specifically Dragon Ball, not like his other stuff, but it's so good, man. How could you hate it?
Yeah.
You can't. It's too good. It's too pure.
Meza, who I don't think has ever written in before, comes in and says, I adore the intensity and urgency that comes with Goku's use of the Kaioken ×3. Every time I watch Goku versus Vegeta, I can't help but feel Goku's in danger. Even the Kaioken isn't cutting it, and Vegeta's toying with him. What is he supposed to do? Even while I know the outcome. As an aside, that's how I feel when I watch Breaking Bad. It's like, what is Walt going to get out of this one? The ×3 is the first time you can feel optimistic about Goku's chances, but you also know it's on a timer. So every moment feels like a race against the clock, and every exchange counts. You also get the sheer brutality of Goku's beatdown of Vegeta. It's always a thrill.
Yeah.
Man, yeah. The whole, like we had said, introducing the multipliers and like, oh, I can't go further. That's literally just great.
Like I said, like every exchange counts. Like everyone, it just needs to make it count because I guess that's to the anime's detriment, right, Ken? Where they added more fight to it. It's like no, like every punch kind of counts. So
it reminds me of when I beat Pokemon Blue for the first time, and I had only been leveling up my Blastoise, and so I'm fighting that Elite Four, man. Every move counts, man. I'm out of PP.
Yeah,
items, and I'm fighting Lance or whoever the final boss of that game was, Gary, and Blastoise is just using struggle to get through it, man. That's Goku here.
Well, then Krillin, what does that make Krillin and Gohan? The level 50 B drill.
They're my Pidgey I keep around.
That has quick attack. Just actually, Blastoise did most of the work. You just need to cut him down a little bit more.
And take a hit for me. That's what I really need you to do. Bounce back that gust.
I need you to die while you use revive on my Blastoise.
That's why you exist.
Oh no! What is my purpose? oh God, no!
Oh, Weeba out here says, not much to say that hasn't already been said by others here or by yourselves. Amazing. How did you know what we said?
Are you listening now?
I actually read this one before we started recording, and I was like, what? Weeba?
That's the trust that Weeba has in us that we discuss what he... What?
Amazing moment in television and animation as a whole. Really feels like we've lost something along the way to get to where we are in this franchise. And this episode encapsulates so much of what there is to love about Dragon Ball. The dynamic moments of each fighter, Goku desperation, being backed into a corner, an overconfident opponent slowly realizing just how much they should not have underestimated Goku as Vegeta is blown away to the sky. Even the toll the Kaioken takes on Goku is something that is lost in later arcs. There's even something in the end for the lore-pilled TM with the Ozaru transformation. Overall, glad to have revisited this episode, and gosh darn it, I've been rewatching DBZ nonstop now. It's just too good. Oops, sorry. We opened up that can of worms.
I'm about to do the same, man. It's so awesome. Vegeta's struggle is like with Goku's, like what I imagine me trying to put in my USB stick the right way is like, nope, damn it, why isn't this working? No matter what I do.
That's it, I'm destroying this whole planet.
Yeah, there's literally throw my PC out the window.
Chaozu #1 fan is here, and I love that name because I feel like if there's anyone who gets me, it's Chaozu #1 fan, because I think we share an upset feeling about the fact that Chaozu never talked to Goku.
Now, I do want to point out their user image is of Poir. So, like, are they really Chaozu's #1 fan when they're out here visually repping Poir?
Do Poir and Chaozu ever talk to each other? I think that's what we got to get. Doug, can you
tell him?
Senpai,
don't tell him.
ZD,
now, hold on.
Can you get back to us on that?
Yeah, when Chaozu is over at Roshi's place during the Android stuff and he's like cooking for them, is Poir there? I think maybe.
Bar game the apron.
Okay, but that's the anime. We're talking about manga here.
Right, Poir is the apron, Doug.
Oh, well. Whoa, all right. Man, going back to the Saiyan arc just hits different. Kaioken ×3 actually feels risky, like Goku is really pushing his body and not just powering up for free. The beam struggles and Kaioken moments still go hard. There's no safety net here. It actually feels tense compared to how DBZ gets later. Vegeta going Ozaru still looks great too. Way more detailed than I remembered. This whole stretch honestly makes me want to rewatch the Saiyan arc now.
Yes, yeah.
I say you should do it.
The Namek arc, like to see more Vegeta. Oh, it's so good.
You know, I talked earlier about Kai and how I would still say, just watch Kai. But I would say this episode 31 and 14 of Kai pick up at the same point. So what I would do is you get someone started on Kai and you say, just watch the first 13 episodes of Kai. And then I want you to just taste episode 31 of Dragon Ball Z and then go watch the Kai version of that. And if you find that the Kai version is better, keep watching Kai. But otherwise, take that point and just go with Z.
I wouldn't. I would say to just watch Z and Dotu Kai, but then it's like a lot of filler episodes in the beginning arc of Dragon Ball Z.
I really don't care for a lot of that Gohan filler early on.
Yeah.
The orphan stuff, yeah. I mean, it's like
The orphan stuff, him going home and like bouncing. Classic Gohan, right? Wobbling back and forth between what he wants to do. He's been doing it since he was a filler baby.
it's true.
Filler baby.
I don't know. There's not a lot of Gohan moments if you take away all of that, so you don't really have an established relationship with that character. I think that helps.
Randy's got some rough words about how Toriyama writes his characters.
Whoa. Who's the master?
If you heard what I had to say about Toriyama when the mic's off, baby.
Oh, come on. Filler
The
baby.
internet
Excuse me.
would blow me away.
We just had his
Just start
birthday,
my
Randy.
house on
Come on.
fire. Okay.
It's his birthday month. Don't do that.
Okay, I'm sorry, my bad. So we got Rob saying this is a fanatic episode. I'm going to say fantastic. This is a fantastic episode to show Dragon Ball's fighting chops. You can feel the weight of everything, especially Goku's hits on Vegeta. I really love the scene of Goku comboing Vegeta for a minute. The iconic scene of the Kamehameha versus Gallic Gun is a classic for a reason. I gotta say, it would have been really funny if Goku gathered energy for the Spirit Bomb while Vegeta was looking for the moon. Masako Nozawa and Ryo Horikawa are great as well. It's really funny to hear Ryo's first go with Vegeta since it's so different from when he does these lines again in future retellings. Just some extra stuff for the two dubs. You gotta love the line, your father was an average fighter, but he was a brilliant scientist. Such a silly addition. I watched the Kai English dub for some scenes. That dub is amazing. Sean and Chris are fantastic in those episodes.
Yeah.
That's the thing about Kai, right? Is that if you want to watch dubbed, absolutely watch Kai.
Yeah.
There's no way around it. But if you're going to watch in Japanese, God help you.
I believe there is some intrepid fans out there that are doing, like, even though we have this Z recut, which is great, some people out there that are doing a Dragon Ball Kai, but without the Kai footage. They're just doing it with Z, so that way the redraws aren't there. And when you get to Boo, it'll still be 4:3 uncropped. It won't be green.
Not green.
Shouts out to people, man. Like, I think that's a terrible idea, but it's really cool that people are out there doing stuff like that. Just do stuff.
Right.
But I'm not going to. That sounds awful. No thanks.
I don't know.
Great passion project, though.
See, I've got all that on my server, so once that drops, I'm probably going to replace my current Kai.
The current Kai.
There with that one. Be like, this is, if you're going to watch it, here you go. So that way.
You got to call it Kai so that people know it's not,
No, that's going to teleport you somewhere.
Or
Kai.
Kai Matoru, where, watch out, Moro.
Oh, yeah, true. It's everywhere, that Kai. All right. Awesome. Well, again, thank you, everybody, for writing in. Super, super great. Everybody had good things to say, and clearly everybody's having a good time. So it did appease Randy to go over episode 31, and it seemed that it appeased a lot of people. So maybe,
including me, Dragon Ball Z. Who would have thunk?
Yeah. So just maybe Randy's right, and we should listen to him more often.
How did we jump to that conclusion?
Because we had moved this out of the schedule, and we did Super Dragon Ball Heroes instead.
Thank you to Rifti Beach for letting us use this track. I'm just kidding.
Just cut so fast. But that's okay, because we actually don't have any trivia this time. This episode's gone long. We just glazed over this episode nonstop, so we had to make some room there. But we do want to, again, thank you for listening. Thank you for all of that. We love interacting with you and keeping you in the conversation, talking about our favorite franchise in the world, you can post us on our blue sky over at wegottapodcast.com. And you know what? I've changed some stuff up. If you want to email us, you can now email us at show@wegottapodcast.com.
Nice. Again, thank you to Rifti Beats for letting us use this track, Kakarot theme hip hop track remix. You can find that track and other great music by Rifti on his SoundCloud. Ken, where can the people find you?
If you want to send me a message and you don't want Randy to read it, email me at ken@wegottapodcast.com.
Well,
That's where you can find me.
The takeover's begun, Randy.
If you want secret emails.
Ken over here intercepting cables from other fans.
Tell them where they can find you, Randy, and send you private emails.
Well, you can email me at randy@wegottapodcast.com. That's right. I got my own too. So, maybe step off, Ken.
Yeah, Doug, where's yours?
I'm an open book, baby. Just reach out to me. You can find me at Jabaz Doug on all the socials, TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. YouTube Shorts at We Got a Pod.
Doug, were you so close to saying Jabaz Doug at wegottapodcast.com?
I got to stop myself. I'm like, no, not there.
That's a secret email account we don't even know about.
No, I got to make it because someone else is going to steal it now.
They can't make an email at wegottapodcast.com. I own the domain. They can't do that.
Guys, we do want you to write in to show@wegottapodcast.com because we will be having a mailbag episode we will be recording it in late May when the three of us will be in person again doing an episode. And this time, you already know the history of We Got a Podcast. You listened to that last time we were in person. So this time we want to hear from you. Write in with literally anything and everything to show@wegottapodcast.com. Doesn't necessarily mean we will read it. I mean, if we only get 5 people writing in, then of course we'll read everything. But show@wegottapodcast.com. Write in, let us know your thoughts. Also, did you check out the Kanzenshuu Wiki? Pretty damn cool, huh?
Yeah.
Nice.
It's officially launched.
Doug, you go through my figure arts page yet? You look at that?
did.
I got
and
several things I got to add in, but
I have things to correct, but yeah.
you have an account.
Do I? Oh, yeah.
You can just do it.
I know. I wanted to wait till it was officially out. I'm like, I get it now. Now that I'm going through.
Shout out to Doug number 2, Jake, and all of his work on there too, because I was just going through his DVD release stuff. Got everything in there. You got screenshots of every menu in the orange bricks. I could be like, what was the audio page like? What would they have there? It's sick. So in depth.
I got the bug after the wiki opened up, and I was like, you know what? There is no entry for Super Saiyan 5. So I wrote one, and there is now possibly the most comprehensive page on Super Saiyan 5 you will ever find. It's out there.
From
Hold on, I gotta go. I'm checking out that Super Saiyan 5 page.
There is still no Super Saiyan 1, 3, or 4 pages.
But there's a 5.
But there's a 5. And I have also started working through Toyotaro /Toybles AF, going through his toy blog that he had. And I am building out the world's first comprehensive publication timeline of Toybles AF. Why? Why not? I challenge you. All right. So that's what I'm doing over there at the Kanzenshuu Wiki. Of course, Randy is over there cleaning up manga pages. Doug is over there in the future editing the figure arts page. I'm handing it off to him. It is now his baby, whether he likes it or not.
I have no say in the matter.
So we'll be back soon. We still don't know what we're doing next, but we will. Oh, Randy just gave me a knowing look like he was about to jump in and say here's exactly what we're doing next.
No, because I remembered we had talked about what is on the schedule, and you're like, I don't want to do that. Right. We got to figure something else out and move some stuff around.
Well, anyways, that's how it is over here. We Got a Podcast Limited, right? We're limited?
We're LLC, so yeah.
Limited liability, yeah. WGP LLC. And whatever, we'll catch you, Montanator.
Bye.